Well said. I mean, I'm a big fan of National Senator Bridget McKenzie. She didn't leave anything on the ground when she was asked about what she thought about the inquiry. Have a look.
They can't build a house, and yet somehow they're going to stop Coles and Woolies from gaming the planning system. But I didn't hear the word penalties. I didn't hear any tough measures that are actually going to put a very strong incentive for our supermarkets to behave better.
Joe, it's just going to be more of the same, isn't it?
Yeah, look, obviously Coles and Woolies are a huge duopoly. They are very, very hard to take on. I thought that one of the ways in which the government could have achieved some really good results during the cost of living crisis as inflation was escalating was to sit down with Coles and Woolies and say, right, let's have a prices accord. You actually benefited enormously from the pandemic and the lockdowns, which are now causing everyone else to suffer. How about you suppress price increases, absorb some of the price increases, and sit down with the government, sit down with the union, say, all right, we might have some wage restraint, and you could actually build a much better relationship between Coles and Woolies and the community. Their real Achilles heel, if you like, is not what the big stick that the government can use to regulate them, but that these supermarkets pride themselves on being Australian icons, on having, you know, good brand affiliation with punters, that punters see them in a positive light. And if you suddenly say, if customers start to see these supermarkets as pariahs instead of Australian institutions, you can find that all the money in the world and all the profits in the world very quickly don't mean very much. So I think Sunlight is the best disinfectant. They could have been better corporate citizens. The government could have sat down with them and said, right, we are going to make you or ask you to exercise some restraint, absorb some cost increases, and, you know, and a good, you know, a nice, you know, the Lord's goodwill will be your reward. But that seems to have been
They're definitely going to face the Lord, I'm telling you right now.
Hey, Amanda, Joe's sounding like Bob Hawke and Paul Keating. That's the last time I heard the words. A wages accord and a prices accord. It's been a long time, my friend, been a long time. They're never going to buy that, Amanda, are they? The government's not going to force the supermarkets to say, OK, we're not going to increase prices. I mean, seriously.
No, they're not. But if they can actually incentivise better competition and, you know, prop up the small and medium enterprises and encourage that and put in mechanisms in place for that, that would be great. The thing is, we have governments that are friends with the elite. They rub shoulders with big business, and so they're very reluctant to actually do anything of value to restrict them, and that's our problem. So if we see governments not support the community the way we need to vote them out.
Exactly. Now, we all love a list. The Australian newspaper today put out its rich list. Amanda, I tell you what stood out for me, and I should know a little bit about this. Divorce can be very expensive. Twiggy Forrest is now less wealthy than his ex-wife, Nicola.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, that was one of the best things I have read in a while. That is fantastic. And you think, what I would like to point out here is that we assume that Nicola got divorced, got the money, oh, look, she's got more money now. I'm telling you, he wouldn't be as successful as he was without her. That woman is phenomenal. And she helped him, supported him, and she's probably the brains behind most of the stuff that he actually did. And now she's on her own. I actually would like to see her take off and thrive. So a woman with money is what we need in this society. And I think she's a wonderful role model for women everywhere, that you don't have to be with a guy to succeed. And if you take some money in a divorce, good on you.